Hello, hello. It's Mr. Automatic Charismatic, and I have the only SWEETPEA in the building. Um, if y'all don't know, she is the host of the legendary Merc City, along with DJ Tech, y'all. And y'all will be able to see this, hear this video, this interview on YouTube, okay? So let's get down to it. SWEETPEA, how's everything going?
It's going great. How are you?
Oh, everything is just fine. I want to really thank you for coming to this interview, and I really appreciate it. So let's get down to the questions, shall we? My first question is, I know that you work with some artists. Can you tell me, particular type of artists that you like deal with?
At the moment, I deal with rap artists. I have 2 to 3 rappers kind of sort of under my wing right now. The main one who's pretty much doing shows and putting in work is by the name of Connoisseur Chris.
Okay, all right. Now, let me ask you this. What would you call quality hip-hop? What's your definition of quality hip-hop?
Oh, quality hip hop would be good music. Anything that makes you feel good when you hear it. Like, music has always had the ability to change my mood. You know, I might be mad and I go listen to a certain kind of hip hop, and after that, I'm not even mad no more. Or if I'm sad, or even if I just want to party, I feel like it's music for all occasions. You know, lyrics are important. The track is also important, but I feel like it's just the overall feel.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Do you prefer underground music more than mainstream?
I do, yes.
And tell me why. Tell the viewers out there why you prefer underground music over mainstream.
Well, knowing what I know about the business, usually by the time a song gets to the radio or in regular rotation, it's really watered down. You know, sometimes it might be older. Like, for example, that Migos song, Bad and Bougie song, blew up in January. I've been listening to it on Spotify in the gym since October or November, not knowing the song would go crazy like that. But, you know, it's just an example of how dated the music really is by the time it gets to you.
Oh, wow. Do you have any favorite underground artists?
Oh, that's kind of hard to say because I've been working with my own artists lately. But, you know, of course, starting out coming into this, I love UGK. UGK is one of my favorites of all time. You got your Zeros and Slim Thugs and, you know, Paul Walls, and Master P was independent, even though he was well known. I love some Master P. The whole No Limit Soldiers, E40. E40 was good. I liked him. A lot of people. A lot of people.
I see you named a lot of Texas rappers from Houston.
Yeah, you know, you got to stick with home. But, you know, being from Houston, we were always exposed to a lot of music from other places, but the music that was actually here in Houston didn't get out. You know, I forgot to say Fat Pat also. He's deceased. Like him, and it's actually, I would credit all of it to DJ Screw, because DJ Screw is the one who brought, like, Bone Thugs and Harmony and songs from Jay-Z and even E40, you know, and he put those songs on his tapes, and he slowed them down so that everybody could understand what they were saying, you know. And in return, I am a fan of Jay-Z and all these other people that I heard, you know, right here slowed down in between the Texas music.
Okay. Now, you work with DJ Tech. Now, I'm the engineer. You work with DJ Tech. Tell the viewers, how's it like working with DJ Tech? What's the chemistry at?
DJ Tech is a really sweet guy. He's really cool, very laid back. He'll tell you, he doesn't like to talk. He just wants to play his music. And he just kind of like gives me this whole other lane, like, talk. Say whatever you want to say. Do whatever you want to do. Just let me know when you want me to play a song.
All right. We have another caller in. We do have somebody who works with hip-hop. This is DJ G-Lo.
How you doing, J. Larry?
Hey, it's Mr. Automatic Charismatic. I mean, I know you call me Larry, but I'm Mr.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Automatic Charismatic on here, so, this is SWEETPEA right here. And I'm glad to have both of you. And I want to parade this question to both of you. I want to ask you, what do you think is what's right with hip hop and what's wrong with hip hop? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first on that. I'll take that. Right now in hip hop, I will say that they're letting anything and everything that's got money and backing into the music business. As long as you got money, you can make yourself an artist, and they're just messing up the whole business doing that, because if you're not giving a message, a positive message, or some type of message besides guns, drugs, women, sex, and so forth, if you don't have some type of message, you don't have no business in hip-hop, because when hip-hop originated, it was all about a positive message. It was a message that they was giving the community. And nowadays it's just, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to kill your mama, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's not music. That's just about, and a bunch of this mumbling they doing out here in this music, they're not even saying anything. They're not, what do you call that, mumbling generation? A genre? It's like the trap genre. Some of the trap is all right. I like the beats, because I make trap beats, for the artists. But as in trap artists, call them, those are trap rappers. No trap artists are out there really, because all your trap music is talking about trapping, That's where you got the name from, and who wants to hear about a bunch of guns and drugs and stuff like that for your kids to go out and listen to, and they want something with some type of positive message? It should be. I'm an artist myself. I'm a DJ and I'm a producer. I own a record label. I own a recording studio. And if somebody comes into my studio and wants to record a 16-bar hook with an 8-bar verse and call that a song, no, that's even set up incorrectly. It's not even set up right.
All right, I want to parlay the question to SWEETPEA.
Oh, okay. I would say what's right with it is that if you are an artist and you are savvy, you can kind of make this go your own way. You can put forth the money that's necessary yourself, and it's different ways and avenues to promote yourself where you don't have to go through other people to get seen or heard. You can get paid for streaming. You can get paid for people playing your song on internet radio and all kind of things. And I feel like all of that is right. But what is wrong is that, like he said, anybody can do this. And some of it is not worth hearing. Some of it is not worth your time. The message that a lot of it puts out is not good, and every now and then, I just brought up Migos. I like trap music. but it's not a whole life. I wouldn't listen to a whole album. It's like maybe 3 or 4 songs and okay, or as long as I'm working out in the gym or something like that. It's not how I wouldn't go to sleep at night. I wouldn't make love to it or anything weird like that, you know. So I would say the message that they allowed to put out is wrong, because you have to understand what makes it to the radio is not what we actually want to hear. Because I brought up how I knew that song in October or November, and it hit the radio in January. So with that being said, whatever label or distribution company they're going through felt like the song had went viral enough for them to spend money to put it in rotation. And I said that to say I feel like what they're putting into rotation is trash. You know, children listen to the radio. Adults have telephones and MP3 players. So you have songs like No Heart and Mask Off and, you know, all of that, T-shirt, stuff that I listen to myself, but it's on the radio being played when kids are listening to the radio in between classes, on the way home, and that sort of thing. I think it's crazy.
It is. It's very crazy.
Yeah, you can say beat and all that on the radio now.
And I can add a little something to that. Because I do got my own label, so we have distribution with the label. You can go out and get distribution to anybody and get these internet radios with your. I mean, as long as you have the right size picture and you're formatted right and you're got it worded right and everything, you can upload anything to the, like Distro Kids, CD Baby, or anything, you know. And they're not even they don't care what's going on there nowadays. And that's a lot of things. That type of music right there with messages about just straight violence and guns and sex and so forth and cars and stuff like that. It's like the song Panda. I mean, I like the beat. I love the beat. You know, the guy that made the beat is beautiful. You know, because I make beats and I like the sound of it. But when you sit there and say, give a guy a multi-million-dollar contract, you know, and he makes overnight multi-million-dollars off of one song that's talking about, I like bananas, I like to chill with my grandma. You know, stuff like that, there's no message to that. They're not talking about anything. You know, he's just putting stuff together that rhymes.
All right, let's play a little game or something, okay? This game is going to be called Listen or Dissing, okay? Now, I'm going to say an artist who has made a career, and you can say either listen or you dissing, okay? Let's go. KRS-One. KRS-One. Listen or dissing?
Listen.
Tupac. Listen or dissing?
Listen. Yeah.
Listen.
Notorious B.I.G. Listen or dissing?
Listen.
Mhm.
Lil Wayne. Listen or dissing?
Yes. Listen.
I'm halfway on him now. I like Wayne as a person, but you know,
right. His message he's giving out, and as an artist, the things that he does, and it's not for children, it's not for radio, and a lot of, I mean, back in the day when Wayne was younger, when he was with the Hot Boys, he was nice. He had a message to put out. He was good. But nowadays he's humble.
You gotta get back to it. Okay. Kanye West, listen to this.
Dissing.
I could go both ways. I mean, Kanye is good.
Right,
good
I
for,
know.
You know, radio, but at the same time, some of his messages aren't the best. I mean, but I have to say, for actually like radio play, listen.
Yeah, His music is good, but he's crazy. Now, Wayne is a good person, but his music is crazy. But keep going, Mr. AC.
Right.
3-6 Mafia. Listen to this.
Listen all day.
Listen, they the innovators of that style.
Yes,
You can't say nothing about the
crunk
innovators.
style. I love Memphis music.
I I got both of my. I know my. I know.
I know.
Sweet Pea go like this.
I knew.
Ghetto
Coop,
Boys.
I support him. Who?
Oh, come on now. You already know.
Ghetto Boys. Listen to this.
Oh, Ghetto Boys. Hey, I'm an H-Town. I'm born and raised H-Town. That's a listen all day long.
Now you know I saw Willie D on YouTube. So you know, shout out to Willie D. You know, he really spreads great messages. I love listening to Willie D.
Only thing that I would say about the Ghetto Boys, because I am from that hometown, and unless you are unless you're into the horrorcore or the gangster music, then I mean, but like their solo stuff, like the new Scarface album, is basically all Christian. You know, he's went and switched his whole style up. You know, the Ghetto Boys aren't putting a new album out. They was going to, and had it fan funded. So, and it didn't go right. This last album Scarface put out is nothing like any album he's put out, and it's basically mostly Christian. I mean, it's got like John Legend on it, you know, and beautiful music on it, you know. So, I mean, Scarface is my most favorite artist in the world. I love him. Shout out to Face, you know, and he always gives a message in his music.
All right, let's get back to it. Common, listen to this.
Listen.
Okay. Ooh, boy. I know I gotta get to a female MC. Sylvie, I didn't say one female MC. All right. Let's get to one. Let's go to our legend, MC Light. Listen to this.
Listen. She always had a positive message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was a real MC.
All right, Queen Latifah. Listen to this.
Listen.
Queen.
Yeah, she always had positive.
Lil Kim. Listen to this.
I was never a Junior
Mafia fan.
I was never a Junior Mafia fan. I never have been.
I'm gonna say, listen. I love Lil Kim.
She does have some nice songs out there, but in a whole as an artist, no, I would say no, because you couldn't sit down and listen to a whole album of Lil Kim.
See, that's what I didn't like when she came out. Not gonna lie, Kim got slow. Kim got it, like for real, the way that she rapped. But when you think about all that, I used to be scared of and now I take licks, and I was like 11. I was 11, and they were singing that word for word, like, you know, and the first time I heard the CD version, I was like, wow. Like, you know, and we from the country. My people cuss, but I was like, wow.
All right. What about, another one. How about Nicki Minaj?
I don't like anything that comes off of that. Only thing I like off of their label in general is Drake. So I really don't like Nicki. I would say this. Not listen. No, we never listen to Nicki around here.
Listen. What? CP? You?
Yeah, I'm a too.
Okay, now the woman that Nicki Minaj, Remy Ma.
Remy Ma is hot. She's a lyricist. She's a very good lyricist.
I mean, she just I'm sorry, but she straight up destroyed her. I mean, Nicki tried to come back, but no.
Hey, Nicki come back pretty hard on that diss track. The second diss track, she did good.
I thought that was weak.
She came back nice. The first one was weak. The second one was good.
I don't believe the flaws. I thought it was kind of weak. I thought it was a weak. I like the song, but I thought it was a weak comeback. I'm just, you know, but that's just me. You know.
I love Remy Ma. She's been around a little while, you know, and she's got a good style.
Okay.
And she been rapping. She rapped as hard as she did now, like she did when I was younger. It's not. You don't switch up. You can't call yourself the queen of rap and you singing and bopping and dancing around. Remy Ma don't dance. Like she is.
Get out there and rap.
All right. What about the Brat?
The Brat. That's number one right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a Mia X right there. That's
yes, I love her. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I like the Brad. I've always loved her music.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead. You have an artist, right?
What's that?
And, okay, you have an artist in your studio.
Mm-hmm. I don't have one with me here tonight. Yeah,
no, I'm putting you in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's say, and I'm going to say this. Let's say he sounds like somebody who's singing in your studio. Ah, Jimmy Town, you know what I'm talking about. Every time I rubber. Now, will his time be hired, or will his time be expired? Or if he's like, yo, let me get down to it. I'm about to pursue it. Or which one's going to get hired? Which one's going to be expired? Or will both?
If an artist came in my studio, they got to come in. Even my artists that I have on my label don't come in with no whack music, no whack lyrics. If you ain't coming in with a message to it, I won't even record you. If it's some trash music, or you're trying to want trap type music and talking about nothing but killing people and stuff like that, and promoting the negative to children, because I know children are going to be listening to music out here and stuff like that, the younger generation, I wouldn't even record it. I mean, that's just like me, myself. I'm an artist. I've switched all my lyrics up from the old school type, guns and all that, and took the positive influence of what I've experienced in the street and what I experienced growing up and seeing in Houston and Dallas and Texas, where I grew up, and in New York. And we've turned it into a positive message of, okay, we've seen this, we went through this, look, this is what we went through, and give them an idea of what it's like out there, but that way they know what it is, but you don't need to be there.
All right, I want to put it to, what would make somebody's time retired, hired, or expired? They say, hey, SWEETPEA, I want to go ahead and rock it with you. What's the number one thing that's going to be a turn off to the point where you ain't going to work with them? And what would be a turn on?
You mean like with their music?
Yeah, as soon as they come, you hear them,
Mm-hmm.
hired or expired.
Honestly, I'm really honest about that. If I don't like it, I always tell them I don't like it. Or like even as far as the trap thing go, I tell them I understand. I know where you're coming from. I know, what it's like to be your age. I know what's hard and all that kind of thing. But what I don't like is everybody's music sounding the same. And I'm not promoting anything that sounds the same as everybody else's. I don't care if you use a beat, or you want to do mixtape beats or whatever, but as long as you sound like yourself. If you sound like Panda and Future and you sounding like Wayne and them, I'm not doing it.
I like that. I really like that. Okay.
I feel
now,
the same way.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel, now I was listening to a show, of course I'm the engineer, and SWEETPEA, you had guests, and I like what he said about learning. I believe he said, now I want to make sure I quote this right, that he said that you ought to do your research. I believe that you should know history of hip-hop. And it's like going to class that you should know about hip-hop before you get into hip-hop. True or false?
True. You should know at least some about what hip-hop's about. You can't just walk into a genre of music. It's like walking into a country studio doing a country song, and you're a trap artist or reggae or a hip hop, hardcore, horrorcore, and going into a country song and not know nothing about it.
All right.
Because you're not doing it.
CP, true or false? And you know, if you want to give details.
Yeah, true. You have to do your research. You have to know what you're talking about, what you're getting into. It's like with any other type of music. Just say, if I say, oh, this beat sound like a country western beat, I'm going to do a real country rap tune. I'm going to get so-and-so to rap on it, and I'm going to sing. So let me go get some Shania Twain and Carrie Underwood. Let me listen to something so I can get that twang. You know, you got to study it. Let me hear some Luke Bryan or somebody. Let me get a groove for this before I make a fool of myself.
All right, we gonna get back to listen or listen, okay? All right, y'all like that? The listen and listen. All right, I'm about to. Y'all be going now. We're gradually getting up into the history, okay? I know about hip hop, okay? And I grew up on it. All right, okay. Sugar Hill, as a matter of fact, I want to say listen and listen. I want you, when I say an artist or a group, you tell me what they mean to you as an artist.
Okay.
Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah.
They were one of the originators of they started using the techno typey, the beeping sounds, and to me, they were one of the pioneers of hip hop.
I told y'all, I know you might not remember, on the Carmen Malone show, I was born in the 80s, so hip-hop was well underway. And I knew about it and rap and all that stuff, but I told everybody on the show, the first time I heard hip-hop, hip, hip-hop, you don't stop, rock it to the bang, bang, I was like, what? Like, that's what made me fall in love with rap music. That right there, when I heard that, there wasn't no Bone Thugs and Harmony and nobody tongue twisting up, no mysticals, and none. That was Rapper's Delight. Like, really.
It was really.
Well, I do like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I really do like them. You know what?
I like them too.
Yeah.
I like Bone Thugs.
I like Bone Thugs.
Okay, I'm gonna like them.
All right, I'm gonna say another artist.
The first rap singers.
But I don't like that they took somebody else's rap style. I like the way they took somebody else's rap style and made their own rap style out of it, but I don't like the way they copied 666 Mafia's rap style.
All right. I'm gonna say Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow. What does Curtis Blow mean to you?
Curtis Blow was talking about that basketball.
Yeah, Curtis Blow. We in the history now. We open up the books. Go chapter 1. Right now, I got the chalk. I'm writing on the, I'm writing on the board. Got the chalk, so we in class right now.
Yeah, Curtis Blow. That would have been when I was young, and when like the African Bambaataa and all them boys coming out, Slick Rick and all them, and I said them is pioneers, and them is some of the guys, Dougie Fresh and all them that are so sampled that everybody loves them. That was real hip hop back then.
All right, so Curtis Blow is. Okay, now I'm gonna say as a rapper, so you say Curtis Blow. All right. Now, CP, you know about Curtis Blow?
I know about basketball too. Everybody have redone that song. Have been redone over and over, and not only that, the original still gets played. Like we have 102 here, and they play that. We had an old school station for a while, and they played it. It's like it's still on commercials. Like that song is like you got that song and Baby Got Back, maybe like Back That A Up. It's a few songs in hip hop that just never died, and that is like the first one. That's the original song in hip hop that never died.
I'm gonna say this was a movie, a group that was in the movie, NWA.
Oh, I love them. I've loved them forever. I've always loved their the way they had the same mentality I had. I grew up listening to them with the same mentality. It's not the best for children, but Dr. Dre, the best producer in the world.
I agree with that. I agree with that. His beats are phenomenal.
Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Yella, MC Ren. You had them were pioneers of the West Coast. Dr. Dre has his own sound and made the West Coast sound with them synths and horns over there.
And I love NWA. Like as a kid, that's like I grew up in hip hop culture. My parents, when they had me, one was 19 and the other one was 2 weeks shy of 21. So I literally grew up in the middle of this, and like I thought I was a part of NWA. Like, I would put on the hat and the glasses and be standing on cruising down the street in my 6'4". Like, I was little, but I like all of that stuff, because my dad had different vinyls and different records. So, how you dress up and you perform and you whatever. Like, I really thought I was one of them, and then it took it to a whole nother level for me. I was kind of blown away last year. I met, DJ King Scratch. And, he's a dear friend. He's a close friend to me now, like something like a mentor. And that's just like seeing your life come full circle when you get to meet people that was a part of something that was so much bigger than yourself. Things that you knew as a kid, and King Scratch is the one, he was my first guest when you did the thing. So NWA have always been a big part of my life. Like, even coming back full circle to meet the original DJ, like, it was just, hip-hop has just been like a real blessing to me, just all the way around.
I got one. I got a wild one. I got a wild one right here. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Lil Jon. I like some of Lil Jon's sound in the club, But what they say there's the originator of the crunk and all that right there. No, that would go back to your 3 6 Mafia in that area right there,
I gotta agree with that.
3 6 Mafia started that crunk, but Lil Jon started that and he got his own sound, but he uses all the synths in the club sounds, and it's good for the club. It gets club.
I agree with that.
You're a DJ like me, man. You love Lil Jon because you throw him out there, the East Side Boys. Them boys right there, they get the club crunk.
I about to say you put it on right now. You throw it up right now and watch what happens.
Yeah.
You gotta let
Okay, I got one. I'm gonna go with Smooth Brother, LL Cool J.
Oh man, Radio and I Need Love and I'm here from the East Coast. Out here where I'm at in New York now, and LL Cool J was one of my favorite rappers back in the day.
Mama
because he didn't really come too hard. He had a hard sound, but he had that grimy East Coast sound, but he had somewhat of a positive message to most of his music too. So he was a good artist.
I like that Around the Way Girl.
Yeah,
I did. I like that one too. That was like one of my favorites.
Knock You Out.
And Mama Said Knock You Out. And what's that other one? Oh, I Can't Live Without My Radio.
Yeah, Radio. My favorite one was I Need Love.
I got a positive one for you. Chubb Rock.
Who?
Listen, my
Chubb
mom
Rock. Treat Me Right. Yeah, Chubb Rock.
Oh, Chubb Rock. Chubb Rock.
Yeah, he had a positive message.
Yeah, that was part of Public Enemy, wasn't he?
Are you talking about as far as
he was in there with Flavor Flav and all them back in the day.
Well, no, he was a part of Public Enemy. He might be on the record label, but now he was a solo artist.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, they actually put a decent message out too back in them days with them. They wasn't too hardcore like your hardcore.
You talking about Chubb Rock or you talking about EP? Well, we talking about Chubb Rock.
You talking about EPMD?
No. Chubb Rock was the solo artist. I'm not talking about EPMD. Okay,
as a solo artist, he was a decent artist as a solo. He was a good artist. He had a good message. He good producers that would back him,
Mhm.
All right, now I'm about to ask you about one of my favorites. One of my favorites of all time is EP&D. Eric and Paris making dollars.
Yeah, they were hard. Even I know about them. Like, they were major. They were major.
Yeah, I love that. I love that East Coast music, but the old school. The new stuff out here in the East Coast really ain't so brilliant, ain't so good, and they really don't got such a good message no more out here. But they was one of the pioneers.
All right.
I mean, that would be like a Rakim, or out of Texas like a K Reno.
Okay, this is the next question right here. And I'm going to say we lost, and I'm going to go ahead and give you all a question. I'm going to talk about the rappers who have gone away. Tell me what we lost when I say that name, okay? All right, the first one I'm going to say is Heavy D. What did we lose when Heavy D was gone?
The girls that love me. Heavy D was, I used to love listening to him come on with the girls that love me and all that right there, man. That was the dance. That was when I was growing up, and I was in my teenage years, and that was right there. He was one of the pioneers of that area, with the same with Humpty and all them right there, Those they had. They talked about having girls and stuff like that, but it wasn't all cussing. It was, it was radio friendly. They wasn't talking about no guns and violence and stuff like that.
You talking about Heavy D, right?
Yeah, and the girls, they love me.
My favorite is I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, and I like the other one, the black coffee one, because he was one of the first dudes. He was the first dude that I heard in my time elevate somebody that was my skin color. Because everybody here, they yellow bone this and yellow that, and a mixed breed this and that. And so I had never heard that before, when he made that song. And when him and Tupac, that was it. That was the only two people I heard say something.
All right, I'm about to give you somebody else. We lost, what did we lose when Tupac was gone?
Tupac?
When Tupac.
Tupac, I remember him being a dancer with Humpty in the Humpty dance. I remember seeing him back then when he was a dancer, a backup dancer, And then he come out with Brenda Got a Baby and the Tupacalypse Now. The first couple of albums right there was all right on the East Coast, but once Dr. Dre got a hold of him, Pac had a good message, and a lot of his songs. He had a good message, and a lot of his songs. Even though he had a bad attitude out on the streets, and he was one of them don't mess with me type people, because hey, if I got to, I will shoot you and lay you down, But as in a whole, Pac was one of the artists that was probably one of the whole 360-degree artists in a whole. He could go do the California Love Club track. He could do the Brenda Got a Baby and tell you about somebody, He could do the Dear Mama and talk about his mama and show you a love track, And he could go out there with the FU type track and the diss tracks. So he was basically like an all-around artist. He was like what you would say 360-degree artist. He was what you would say an ideal artist.
Okay. I want to give this question to SWEETPEA because because of time. Okay, I want to play the question to you. What did we lose when we lost Tupac?
Oh, when we lost Tupac, we lost. That was like the beginning of lyricism. Us losing lyricism. Seemed like since Biggie and Pac been gone. Everybody been bopping around and mumbling and shit, like, ever since. It was kind of like whatever. Anybody can do anything since those two been gone.
What's your favorite Tupac song? Name one. The first Tupac song that popped in your mind.
Oh, keep
I
your head up.
N-I-G-G-A.
Yep. That one too.
You know what my favorite song is?
When nobody call you.
My favorite song is, he's the only one that explained to women why I call you D-word. Only one that explained to him. He explained, he said, I love you like a sister, but you need to split. That's I mean, that was back. I said, damn. All right, another favorite one of mine is going away is Notorious B.I.G. What did Brooklyn? What did Notorious B.I.G.? What did we lose with Notorious B.I.G.?
Biggie, I've never really, I liked a few of his tracks. To me, Biggie was overrated. He was a good lyricist, and he had Puff Daddy producing him, so he had some hot tracks. But being out here on the East Coast, and as they say lyricist, when they say lyricist, I think of Rakim. Eric B. and Rakim, real lyricists, that were hot.
Hold on. I got to back you up on that. Biggie had lyrics. Biggie was a lyricist.
Some lyrics.
Biggie was a lyricist. Straight, I'm talking about bars.
He had lyrics. He had some bars, but he didn't have it like a lyricist like like Rakim do. Rakim, he's still out there killing bars and lyrics,
Well, here's the thing.
My only problem with him was his message that he put out. I really didn't have a problem with him. But I feel like what we lost, like I said, with Tupac, was like lyricism and the fact of if you say you were street and you talking about street, you had to be from the streets for real.
Right.
Because let's not get it twisted. Lil' Kim is from the streets. Junior Mafia is from the streets. All of them are. And it wouldn't been no Nicki Minaj, really. I don't think she would. It would have been a Nicki Minaj, but not like how the way she is dancing and hopping around. She'd had to come on with it if Biggie was still around, because that wasn't gonna go down in New York.
Biggie was. He was a good artist. I did like some of his stuff, like the Warning and stuff like that. I did like some of his tracks, but as in that time era right there out of New York, he was a good artist. But like I say, he had Puffy backing, so he got put a little more hype than he had. He's not a Nas or a Rakim or like that.
Remember we were talking about creativity. You don't want nobody to sound like somebody else.
But
let's get back to the potential of.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like lyricist. He like she say, the message was there. He was a good artist. He was a wonderful artist. Because I do like some of his stuff, and some of it I don't.
All right, I can respect that. Okay, let me say Guru. Gangstar.
Guru was nice.
Well, what did we lose to Lost Guru? But anybody don't know who Guru is, he's from Gangstar. I think it's C's. They always say hard.
Yeah, I don't know him as a rapper, but I do know Gangstar. I know.
Another East Coast. Another East Coast group. The Gangstar was nice. They were
real.
They were real. They spoke a real message. They talked about real things. If you ain't out there doing it, don't speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Fife from what about Fife? Y'all know about Fife, right?
Fife?
Oh my gosh. You know what we lost when we lost Fife? We lost A Tribe Called Quest. Because I've been waiting. I'm like, this is not my show. My show on Tuesday. I'm waiting. I'm like, is he gonna say Tribe Called Quest? I wonder if he's gonna say Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, they had a real positive message on everything they spoke on. And Tribe Called Quest brought in a whole different sound with them.
They just was so nice on everything. Like, I'm telling you, you got like Bonita Applebums, and you got like that, what's that, You On Point Tip, all the time fight, You On Point. That one right there, that song still can go neck to neck with anything that's out there, the way that they went back and forth with each other. But not only that, the things that they were saying. They was going back and forth with some hard stuff. There wasn't no weak lines, no weak punches, nowhere in that song.
Right.
For me to remember that. Because remember, I was born in 85, so.
Well, you know what? You born 10 years after me. Ain't that so? 10 years. You were 10. My brother was born the same year you were born in. A little brother. Okay, let's get back to it. I want to ask you this. This is the last question. And I want to thank you both for coming in for the VIP Backstage Pass. You will be able to see this on YouTube. So, well, no, I'm going to ask you one more additional question after this. Okay. How did you fall in love with hip-hop? What does hip-hop? Yeah, how did you fall in love with it?
How did I fall in love with hip-hop? How did I fall in love with hip-hop? I fell in love with hip-hop. Like I said, I'm from Houston, so I fell in love. We are where the horrorcore genre started. Gangster Nip, K. Reno, Klondike Cat, that SPC, and the Screwed Up movement. Where I really fell in love with hip-hop is DJ Screw, the man that taught me how to DJ, that slowed down sound. You take that music and slow it down where you can feel the vibe and you can hear every word and see what they're saying, feel what they're saying. That made me fall in love with hip-hop, with that Screwed Up click. That with him, the way he did his music, he take them, even like the African Bambaataa in the old school, Curtis Blow, all the way up to the Nas, and all the way up into the modern-day music until he passed away in 97. All
right, same question to you, SWEETPEA.
That's funny that he just said that, because when we play this back now at the opening of the show, I said the same thing about DJ Screw. So you got rappers alike, right? You got rappers alike over here, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 on my left, and you got DJ Screw and the Screwed Up Click from 1992 on my right, and that's my whole life right there. Because, like I said, if it wasn't for Screw, I wouldn't know Jay-Z and them.
I got a question for y'all. I got a question. I got a question for y'all, John. If you were to listen to your last type of music, as far as the areas of the map, let's say you got the East Coast, the West Coast, or the South.
I'm a South.
All right. I want you to choose a particular artist from the West. I want you to choose a particular artist from the East. I want you to choose a particular artist from the South.
Okay, I'll take that right off jump from me. MC8 off the West Coast. K. Reno from Houston, because he is straight lyricist and he tells you about the world and how it is. He's straight truthful and one of the hardest artists out there lyrically, and he's the only man that's ever put out 7 albums in one day, Guinness World Record. And then on the East Coast, I'm going to come in with probably Rakim, because he's probably one of the best lyricists there ever was and still is to this day.
Right.
I would say North, but I don't know if anybody would recognize the North. I mean, maybe that may be considered. Well, Chicago's more Midwest.
Midwest, point blank.
I'm trying to figure out the North. What would be considered like North rappers, like? Because like that, I mean, seems like New York is like East Coast, but it's like North.
You got your Midwest, you got your West Coast, you got your Southern, and then you got your East Coast. it covers all that down in the South, Georgia, Atlanta, Texas, over in that area. Then you got your West Coast, California, Seattle, up in that through that. And then your Midwest covers all the way down Missouri with your St. Lunatics and all them boys right there out of and then boys
Chicago too. Chicago, Detroit. So give me your four, SWEETPEA.
Okay. Let's see. From down south, I'm going to have to stick with Screw. I have to stick with Screw on that because with Screw.
Well, what artist from Screw?
That's Legends. Well, see, that's the thing. With Screw, you got all of them.
Oh, no.
You got to pick one
when
artist.
It comes down to Screw,
I would pick him as the artist because his style of music isn't art now. Yeah, his style of music isn't art.
Let's go.
He started his own genre.
I'm going to say Tupac because people still copying Tupac. People still what's that? Boosie new album. So I'm going to say Tupac. East Coast, I'm going to say that's a hard one. There was some good people from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get one.
One person I could listen to all the time. I guess it'd be Jay-Z because I hear him all the time anyway.
All right, Midwest.
Midwest. Let me think of who I know personally. I was thinking of him, but I'm not going to say him. I can't listen to that all the time.
Murphy,
I would say, exactly. I could probably listen to Twister more than I could listen to Kanye, so I'll take Twister because he's the first one to come with that.
Twister, man. That Pope.
Okay, wow. I'm loving y'all answers. Yes, I'm loving y'all answers right now. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. The last thing I want y'all to tell, we're going to come to a close. I want y'all to tell everybody where they can find you. Start, Gilo, you want to start first? GP, or who wants to start first?
Well, you can. My name, I'm DJ Gilo. I represent the DBN family. I represent DBN Fam North, my label, which is the northern part of the DBN family that started in East Texas. We're on Twitter at Twitter at DBN Fam North, and we're on Instagram, DBN Fam North. We're on, Facebook. You can catch us there. DBN Fam North recordings. Let's see. You can catch us on basically anything out there. You can get us if you really want to look at us and look at our actual real good music. Because I work with SCCG now. We started SCCG, Southeast Connect Gang, which is me and Gangsta Dice and Tasia the Goddess, which is all like Christian positive music. You can look up the SCCG, and you can look us up in any store. We're in iTunes now. We're in Google Play, and we're on Deezer, Pandora. All you got to do is look up DJ G-Lo. You can look up Gangsta Dice, Tasia the Goddess, SCCG, DBN Fam North, DBN Family. Any of that right there, you can Google us. We're all over everything right now, man.
Okay, all right. For a second time, I want to give CP the floor. I want to give CP.
Excuse me. Even if you go to the Independent Music Awards, I've got a single up right now, The Struggle, that's over 19,000 plays on #1 music, and nominated for an Independent Music Award. And we've got one out at Pose Music Awards at the XMAs for a Christian hip hop.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, DJ Gilo. I want to give CP the floor for a second time.
Okay. You can find me on Facebook. Marquisa, SWEETPEA Young is who I am. Or at Pass Them Peas, y'all, which is my page. Like it, please. Or at Dollface85. DOLLFAYCE 85 at Dollface 85 on everything else.
Sorry, if anybody have any background noise, if they can mute the mic, please.
It wasn't me.
All right, SWEETPEA, are you there?
Yes. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's, Marquisa SWEETPEA. Yeah, my dog is going crazy. I think she's feeling neglected.
Okay.
That's Facebook. Yeah, Marquisa SWEETPEA on Facebook. Past and Peas, y'all. That's the like page. Or at Dollface 85 on everything else.
Okay. Oh, you forgot to show you are the host of Merc City.
The legendary Merc City.
The legendary. Oh yes, the legendary. Let me say this. I want to say thank you to you both. DJ Gilo, you are part of Viper Network too. This is the whole Dynasty family with SWEETPEA. David and Viper is part of the Dynasty family. And I want to thank you both for taking your time out for this interview. And I hope that you all enjoyed this interview. I certainly enjoyed you all as well for the challenging questions that I gave to you all. And you can reach me at Mr. Automatic Charismatic. If you Google Mr. Automatic Charismatic, you will see my picture. I am a poet. I'm everywhere. I have a whole lot of pages. Just to name a few, Mr. Automatic Charismatic. I have pages like Grown and Sexy. I am the owner of Viper Network, which is Vehicle Intellectual Poetry Entertainment Radio. I do engineer. I am Viper Engineering with Damon, which is determined and motivated online now. So with that, I want to say thank you all, and VIP Backstage Pass will be on next Saturday. And we will let you know who I'm going to interview. And so, everybody have a great night, and see y'all next week, y'all.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Brother AC.